Last year I spent a day with a precocious and interesting little boy named Jimmy. Jimmy is 12 years old and a third-generation heroin addict. Needle marks freckle the baby-smooth skin of his thin arms. Every day, junkies casually buy heroin from Ron, his mother's live-in lover, and every day Ron or someone else fires up Jimmy, plunging the needle into his bony arm. Jimmy prefers this atmosphere to school and one day wants to sell drugs himself. Maybe when he's 14. He could sell with the big kids and buy the things he's always wanted. A German Shepherd, a new bicycle, a basketball, and then save the rest so he can buy some real drugs and then sell them. He tells me that you gotta sell something people will always want to buy. Ron says people always want to buy heroin. He wants to grow up and be just like Ron, who was the one who first turned Jimmy on. He's been hooked since he was 5. Jimmy would always be interested in all the action that was going on in his house, what the shots were, and what people were doing. And one day he said, "When can I get off?" Ron let him snort a little. 6 months later, Jimmy was hooked. Jimmy's mother, who I didn't meet that day, is an addict herself, and isn't alarmed, perhaps because drugs are as much a part of her world as they are her son's. Similarly, she never knew her father either. Her mother's boyfriend used to force her and her sister to have sex with him. Jimmy is the product of one of those rapes. They moved and lived on the street when Jimmy was only 3, and met Ron, who had just moved to the city as well. He was selling pills, angel dust, and some heroin. She saw him as a way to get off the street. When he asked her to move in with him, she just had to say yes. She thought it would be a good idea to have some kind of man around for Jimmy. At the end of the day, into the evening of strange questions about his life, Jimmy slowly changes into a different child. The calm and self-assured little man recedes. The jittery and ill-behaved boy takes over as he begins going into withdrawal. Ron tells him to be cool and leaves. Ron comes back and calls the little boy over to a metal chair. He grabs Jimmy's left arm just above the elbow, his massive hand tightly encircling the child's small limb. Jimmy has closed his eyes during the whole procedure, but now he opens them, looking around the room. As Jimmy goes into what addicts call the nod, Ron pats him on the head and tells the child that pretty soon he'll have to learn how to shoot himself up.